Hello, this is Michael Jacobi. I'm director of the Association Saving of Agrobiodiversity in the Carpathian Mountains. At the moment, I'm here with my water buffaloes at the Carpathian Biosphere Reservation here in the western Ukraine. Today I want to launch with you our new project. It is something called rewilding of Carpathian water buffaloes in Zakarpattia. What it means is that we are going to work on our cooperation with this perfectly working Carpathian Biosphere Reservation, which is a state organization, but they are protecting the biggest virgin forest of Central Europe. So let me introduce a little bit to the area before we come to the Buffalo project. Here in the background you see the beginning of a 9,000 hectare huge core zone of the Fagus sylvatica. That is European red beech, and we have a cooperation here with this station. We spent the winter here to see how it's working with them. For over 1 year we are now having a holistic pasture program with our water buffaloes that you see in the back. So this reservation is not only about conserving the old growth forest, this is also about, because it's a biosphere reservation, it's also about how to save cultural landscape, biodiversity and culture. So we are something in between with our NGO and my activities. That means we are having this pasture project in the 200 hectare large area of the Narcissus Dolina, Narcissus Valley. So it's a valley where an endemic narcissus type, like a flower, is growing, and the traditional usage of this valley is breaking apart due to the issue that the local people are pasturing their cows less, cutting the hay less, and keeping every year less animals, less goats and less cows. So that means that the willows are growing back into this valley of the Narcissus. And we are using now the water buffaloes, and we are allowed to pasture them on 30 hectares, which is absolutely enough for 10 buffaloes at the moment, on the territory of the Biosphere Reservation, next to the village of Kirishi in the Khust area of Zakarpattia in the Narcissus Valley. So what it means is that we are spending a lot of issues, a lot of time in building electric fence, in transporting the buffaloes there and bringing them back for the winter. I do it all on my private costs, and to make it more sustainable I want you to ask to help me by Patreon, by Bitcoin, or by private donations. It's not donations, it's you want to give us something, or you just want to participate, or you have any other suggestions, please contact me. But what we are trying to do is to build a huge buffalo stable for 20 buffaloes, and then we are able to pasture those buffaloes all year long in the Narcissus Valley, because we realize that the buffaloes need not only shade in the summer, they also need protection against wind and rain in autumn, and they also need some food additionally and good shelter in the winter. Then they can destroy all year long these willows, because they are feeding partly on the branches of the willow. So that means that air, that sun can go to the ground and help the narcissus to grow again. We launching this project now with you, because I ask you for financial support, and officially you will see the buffaloes in the 30th of May entering the Narcissus Valley again. So the whole May there will be about, or there has been before Corona times, 40,000 tourists each year. So with this buffalo project we try to stretch this time, this high intensive time of tourists entering the Narcissus Valley, because the attraction of the water buffaloes and the consulting I would like to do with my NGO will attract more and more people, because those buffaloes are not only very impressive animals, they help young people to reconnect with the herbivores, to bring theories of the mega herbivore theory to the people, to the schools, and to show what ancient landscape once looked like. So here in Zakarpattia we have a very ancient tradition and very, very interesting history. So by maintaining the biodiversity here, it means also to save the traditional symbiotic systems that humans established. Because as interesting as the Red Beach is, really interesting are those oaks. Because the oak is a connection between animal pasturing and forest. Because we have an open landscape in many parts of Europe, at least 10,000 years ago, that was dominated by the oak. And under the oak you have those acorns, which are highly nutritious. Those acorns now starting to grow with this little roots that are coming out here, and they are feeding humans, they are feeding animals, they are highly nutritious. And the oak, it's enough when you have like 20 on 1 hectare, and then on the ground will grow grass, and it will attract all the animals as much as the buffaloes. So we are not about to install an oak forest in the Narcissus Valley, because it's wetland and it's an open land and it has been used for pasturing and hay cutting. But when you go up from this terrace into the higher terrace, you enter areas of the oak forest where animals also has been pasturing, up to the highest areas here that are 1,800 to 2,000 meters high, where you have alpine meadows where only sheep can pasture. But I will be happy to show you more of this beautiful landscape, of this beautiful forest, and introduce you to our water buffaloes when you join us, either on Patreon, here as tourists, or donate something for our project. I want to be as transparent as possible, so please write me by email, please phone me on this phone here, or just come and visit. Thanks a lot, and don't forget to donate something to our Patreon. Thank you.